Today we talk about what's the best position to have intercourse when trying to get pregnant. I'm Dr. Mark Amols, and this is Taco Bout Fertility Tuesday. Now you're probably thinking, is this real? Is there actually a position that you can get pregnant the best in? And the simple answer is going to be no. There's actually no position that you can be in that will improve your chances of getting pregnancy. But the reason is not as simple as it may sound. And there is a position after intercourse that does benefit you. So as I was saying, pick whatever position you prefer, and that will work best. And the reason why is because at ejaculation, the sperm is going to be thick and it's not going to come out right away. This means whatever position you choose will work because the sperm will still sit in the vaginal canal and will not come out. But that isn't true forever. After several minutes, the warmth of the vaginal canal will start to liquefy the sperm, and that will allow the sperm then to bathe the cervix. Now the problem here is, if you are standing up or if you're sitting up, then the fluid will come back out and it will not be able to bathe the cervix. However, if you are laying on your back, that will tilt the pelvis and allow the vagina to sit at an angle. And that angle will allow gravity to pull whatever fluid is there that is liquefied from the sperm and bathe the cervix. And now the cervix will be sitting in that fluid, allowing the sperm then to traverse the cervix into the uterus. Now some women will go and place a pillow under their buttocks to tilt their pelvis a little bit more, and that's fine. The main goal is to be laying on your back for around 10 to 15 minutes to allow that liquefied sperm to just be bathing the cervix. Now, the important point is that 10 to 15 minutes. Some people will lay longer, but realistically, you only need about 10 to 15 minutes. At that point, what's going to get in is probably going to get in. Now, the concern is when you sit up, you're going to have some leak out, and that's normal. And that's because most of the sperm will come back out. But the sperm that was touching the cervix got in, and of the millions of sperm ejaculated, approximately 100,000 of those sperm will get into the uterus. And then in the next 6 to 12 hours, they're going to make it to the fallopian tube, at which point they will reach the egg and fertilize the egg. And as we've talked before in other podcasts, sperm does sit in the reproductive tract for about 4 to 5 days, which means as long as you have intercourse within 4 days to 5 days of ovulation, the sperm will be there, allowing for pregnancy. Now, one thing that's interesting about sperm is I hear a lot of couples trying to build up sperm, that men will not have intercourse for several days. That way they have more sperm when they're ready to get pregnant. This is actually not a good idea. As you wait longer, it is true, more prostatic fluid and seminal vesicle fluid will build up, but the actual sperm will get poor quality. And that's because as it sits in the epididymis, which is the holding chamber that holds the sperm, then when you ejaculate, it will be poor quality because it's been exposed to more free radicals sitting around the temperatures. And you'll actually have poor sperm even though you'll have more volume. In the end, the volume actually isn't as helpful. And that's because if you have enough volume, then you can actually dilute the sperm. And that means less sperm will be touching the cervix because the concentration will be lower. And that will ruin your chances of getting pregnant. I think the most important thing to keep in mind is it isn't always difficult to get pregnant. So if you are someone who is not having infertility, honestly, do whatever you want, any position you want. You probably don't have to lay down your back and you're going to get pregnant. And that's because you don't have any problems. However, if you are someone who has having infertility, then these things will help you improve your chances. So again, the position of intercourse doesn't matter. But after you are done, and after ejaculation has occurred, you'd want to lay on your back, either with a pillow or without, and sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes. Again, allowing that sperm to liquefy, letting it to cover the cervix. And then at that point, that's going to help improve your chances. When it comes to the men, you don't need to wait several days for ejaculation. Even 2 days is enough to have good sperm to be able to procreate. You do not want to wait several days to build up. And I would even say if you know you're going to be ovulating in a few days and it's been 7 days, you might want to have intercourse that day and then again the next day, just allow that newer sperm to come, because again, that older sperm was sitting in the epididymis, more free radicals, more heat, and affecting the sperm. I know this was a pretty short episode, and partly because I've been on vacation and got back and it's been quite busy, and so I didn't have a lot of time to put in for some of the bigger episodes, but just wanted to go over some common things, and I have another fun one this next week that we'll go over. I always appreciate everyone who listens to these, and again, if you like us, please tell other people about us, review us, give us 5 stars in your favorite podcast medium. I look forward to talking to you again next week on Taco Bout Fertility Tuesday.